Hello, welcome to another update on Bitcoin. The Bitcoin chart is currently consolidating just below our resistance here, the 88.7 retracement. I mean, that's not a level I made up. It is just the 88.7 retracement. Someone asked yesterday, well, that's not your resistance. I said, well, it's the 88.7 retracement. It's just fibs, right? You just draw the Fibonacci retracement tool from the top in May all the way to the low. It is one of the relevant Fibonacci levels. It is, though, and it has a reason why I show it, because the 78.6 got broken. So, of course, I show the 88.7. And it kind of is the level that the market is now responding to. Yeah. However, not a strong setback. And for those of you who watched the last video that I recorded overnight, I mentioned that we might see a wave 4 pullback over the weekend. It might be unfolding right now, some kind of a wave 4. And we're going to take a look at the micro support levels on the smaller time frame in a minute. But here on the larger time frame, guys, there is no change. Price moved up higher. You all know that. We talked about that over the last few days extensively. I also try to give you guys a more let's say a more detailed overview over the weekend. But I know that in today's time, people don't tend to stay long for the videos anymore. It is a shame because they take a long time to produce and they are designed to give you a lot of info. So I'm always like split between giving people short updates or more detailed ones. With the short ones, I know they are easy to digest, but you don't get all the information. Like, I see it so, I mean, I replied to 10 people today who were like, oh, you didn't have a bullish scenario on the chart. I had a bullish scenario is leading scenario on the chart for the last 8 weeks. It's all in every video in 38 of 39 videos over the last few weeks. I talked about the 1-2 setup to the upside as primary count. Guys, it's all on YouTube. It's all in our database. It's there. But I don't know. People don't watch the videos properly. I don't know. What can I do? I mean, and then if you don't like to watch the videos, we have updates on X completely for free, like 24-hour posting. Like every hour there's a post. Like literally no rubbish, right? It's just mainly analysis. I really don't know what else I can do. People still miss the most basic information in the videos. I mean, give feedback, guys. I'm always here to improve the analysis. I split it by leading scenario, risk scenario, bottom line. It's all there. And the idea was in August, in July, we likely go higher. Yeah. We also track seasonality. I intentionally didn't show it in August because in July, seasonality and Elliott waves were pointing to higher prices. So we had them aligned. In August, seasonality pointed to the downside, Elliott waves to the upside. I would always view Elliott wave as leading indicator. It worked, price moved up. What surprised me, and I don't hide that, is how fast it happened. But that's not unusual necessarily in a third wave. Quick educational moment. I know a lot of people also switch off here because they just want to know the levels, but it is essential. You won't learn this stuff until you understand the basics. A third wave is usually the strongest wave in a cycle. And it came with an announcement. The wave 2 was on the chart. What happens after a wave 2? 1, 2, 3. The third wave is the most aggressive wave typically. That it, though, aggressively rallies into the top area of the resistance in a bear market within 3 days was surprising. Yeah. But I mentioned why, because there were catalysts. And again, those catalysts, we have them on our news platform, MCO News. They are all described there. I think there was an article I published a couple of days ago. So you get everything. You get the analysis, you get the fundamental view, you get the time cycle view. It's all there. I try to just boil it down to the most essential information here in the videos. Well, what can I do, right? The people ask me today, can you make a more detailed video? And I like, yeah, if I do that, people again, like, you know, they just switch off for the 5 minutes, right? Because most people just want the levels short and sweet. But I really, because I replied to 10 people today, I really encourage you to watch the entire video because every word in every video is important. I realize again and again that people usually don't listen, really. I think it's a phenomenon of our time. It's unfortunate because the videos are really what includes most of the essential information, right? The written updates, yeah, they are really for those who don't have time, but those who don't have time, they usually know already all the basics. Do you know what I mean? Because they understand, well, I don't need to learn all the basics anymore. I can just read the updates. I know the levels, but I know what the wave count means. So the videos are really important. What can I say, right? And there are, on this channel, I think there are more than 20,000 videos. In every video, there's educational information. So again, give feedback, guys. I'm very happy to try to be even more clear, but I really genuinely don't know what to do. If there is a 1-2 setup, it means the price should likely go higher. Yeah. I've always said Elliott wave doesn't tell you how fast something happens. The duration, yeah, is up to the market to decide. And this rally was obviously also fueled by short coverage. So it was a short squeeze. It is still not clear if this is going to be a sustained rally. It kind of looks like that. But that is why I talked in the previous videos about the invalidation point a lot. So for a directly bearish case, yeah, the 83K level is the invalidation point. Please note, invalidation of a bearish scenario is not automatically a bullish setup, okay? So just because we break above a resistance doesn't mean, or an invalidation point doesn't mean we suddenly go to 100K plus. I mean, we could do, but look, always understand where the support level is, because it tells you the risk. So what is, in a bullish case, in a bullish scenario, and there is one here where we say, hey, market could consolidate in a wave 4. That was the forecast for the weekend. It seems to be unfolding. And then another high, whether that's in the white count or the orange one, which allows for higher prices to 100K plus. What is the support area? So what is the level the market could move down into and test without really breaking the upside momentum? And before we go to the smaller time frame, upside momentum is currently leading, clearly. We do not have a break of upside momentum, and there is one level that needs to hold to keep upside momentum alive, regardless of the wave count. The wave count is only the tool that we need to understand the invalidation points and those support levels. And I will show you that level now on the smaller time frame. Before we continue, a brief note regarding our partnership with Bybit. Bybit is currently running a limited promotion for the MCO community. New users, as well as existing users who have not yet made their first deposit, can receive $25 worth of Bitcoin after depositing at least $100 within 30 days. The number of rewards is limited and they are allocated on a first-come, first-served basis. If this is relevant to you, the dedicated campaign link and full terms are available below the video. Now back to the analysis. Okay, guys, and then here on the smaller time frame, you see what I said yesterday. We're likely going to see some consolidation over the weekend. It could really be some high-level consolidation, but technically the market in this wave 4 pullback that might have started here at the 88.7 retracement, technically the market could test this orange support box between 70,518 and 75,169 before going higher. The trigger level to go higher, yeah, so I mean, for this to be a wave 4, the market doesn't have to go lower, but it would be good maybe a few days of consolidation. But it's important to confirm the next move up that we break the trigger level at 28,890. That's the B wave high. And from an Elliott wave point of view, a break above a B wave high is usually the first confirmation of going higher. So I treat this currently as an ABC structure. It could turn into a triangle. We don't have enough information for that. But for those of you who watched the update yesterday, we had a first pullback. I said, well, we'll likely start a B wave bounce. That happened. And then from resistance, obviously, you would expect a C wave decline, which might get another low. Then we have a completed ABC structure. It could also turn into a slightly more extended C wave down. In both cases, the trigger level needs to hold. Even in a triangle, the trigger level needs to hold, which is why I say the pressure is down, yeah, below 78,890. Not like, oh, we break support, but more like, okay, we're consolidating. Consolidation is likely over if we get a decisive break above 78,890. At the same time, pay close attention to 75,169 as first support for our wave 4 pullback. Yeah, 72,560 is normally an ideal target for a fourth wave, but not a must be reached level. it's just the ideal one. But when the market is really bullish, even just in the short term, then often we see more like sideways consolidation, triangle patterns, and the market might not even reach that level. So again, support is not a target, but there are levels that are often ideally reached. For now, I think even this C wave could maybe get another low, and maybe we even reach that support zone over the weekend. Those are the levels I would pay attention to. Even more important than support is the upper trigger level, because when we break above that, it indicates we get probably another extension. The other important level is 70,518, because as long as that one is holding, the overall upside momentum of the rally that started from our 1-2 setup in August, that upside momentum remains intact. That's the update. Hope it was helpful. If you're interested in additional updates, I also recommend that you follow us on X. I'll leave a link in the description. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.